right, stop what you're doing because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. Anybody in the house? Humpty Hump? All right. Anyway, my name is Henry Danielson. A real honor to be here in the Noob Village today. We're going to talk a little bit about hacking space and the Aerospace Village. Birds are not real. I'm really excited. I have a CubeSat on my skull here, a Hankashyyyk, one from a while ago, as well as doing wonderful things to try to help you understand what it's like to be able to hack space. Can everyone hear me all good? Is all good in there? Okay, I don't want it too loud. So again, a goon, work at Aerospace Village. I work with JPL, all kinds of other people. I brought my F Prime hat today. We'll talk a little bit about that. That is a cool thing that runs the Mars rover. And who can say open source? Open source, all right, yeah, thank you. Okay, so anyway, I wanna give a shout out also to Josh and the team. Thank you, the Noob Village. Should I stop? Oh, talking about, okay, sorry. Anyway, the Noob Village, thank you very much. I'm super honored to be here today. So a couple things, why the heck do we need you? You need to be able to realize that some of the skill sets that you already have as cyber professionals will cross over into the world of space and cyber. In the beginning, though, when you're trying to understand and learn about cyber, you actually have to understand orbital mechanics, okay? You need to understand how the world and rotation works and how a satellite maybe only gets 12 minutes at time to be able to talk to. I'm going to talk a little bit about low Earth orbit satellites today, but another cool thing that I'm super stoked on is Linux is used in spacecraft, right? And one of the cool ones out there is 21 Software, the security enhanced layer. It's a hardened zero-day trying to let people who run space flight systems use Linux. And do we have root access? No, we do not. That's letting the hackers in. So we want to make sure those type of things are really, really critical. Another thing that's really cool about this is Sparta and MITRE. So most of you raise your paws and claws if you know what MITRE is. Paws and claws, let's go. All right, awesome. So in the space realm, we have something out there called Sparta. The same thing, they worked with MITRE to transfer all the cool TTPs and all the cool stuff that's out there. And here's an example of it. It's space attack research and tactical analysis, right? So it's basically teaching and learning how a spacecraft could be hacked and how it can be prevented. All right, I want to teach you what the bad guys can do, and then I also want to make sure you understand what the bad guys cannot do because of you as a satellite operator are working in it. Space systems are part of our critical infrastructure. There are 31 GPS ones. It's amazing our satellites that are actually out there. So just to give you an idea, it goes through all the different parts, reconnaissance, resource development. So all these different ones, and you get to pick and choose and try to understand. So when space operators or spacecraft folks or space vehicle design stuff, now cyber professionals are in the freaking room. 5 years ago, we were not. We're designing these spacecraft or space vehicles, and we're not in the room to be able to do cool stuff to make sure we're protecting our assets. And I love saying assets. So again, more Linux in space, just to give you an idea, there's other ones out there, lawn.net. What I would do is go play around with some of these, get a VM, spin this baby up, and talk to it, right? So there's other sweet stuff out there. We'll talk a little bit more about F Prime, but right now you could download from JPL F Prime, do the hello world, and you could be a space hacker today. Let me hear a woohoo! All right, that's what I'm talking about. So this is really critical because the Linux components, some of you already have that skill set. Now you're just going to learn a little bit of technology terms that are in the space domain, right? That actually control the bus or those flappy things called solar panels that give it light and power. So anyway, I'm having a good time up here, telling you. Hacking satellites. This one, I was blown away. Okay, so UCSD. They used $800 worth of consumer stuff to be able to actually crazy satellites that are flying around, the geostationary satellites. And what happened was the data that was exposed was T-Mobile. This one is crazy talk. Mexican military police communications. Why are we not encrypting that? Everybody, why are we not encrypting that? Exactly. Oh my God. So anyway, this is a really cool Wired article. This will get you to understand what they did, the tools they used. You could go listen. OMG. And they did this for about 4 or 5 years, and they found so much information. My point is, as a hacker, they started out with what, $800? You would think you need a lot of equipment to be able to do this. You do not. All right, a little bit of light reading for my friends and the plugs. These are amazing books. This sucker actually was sold here at Defcon for the first time. He's at our booth at Aerospace Village. He will sign that thing. I'll sign it too, even though I didn't write it. Ba-boom. So, and my buddy Jacob Oakley, one of the wizards also on the planet, doing great stuff. What does satellite hacking actually look like? So what's really cool is JPL is so freaking amazing. They got their team to hack their own F-Prime open source software, flight software, so they could actually look at how an adversary mission would look like. So this is the paper. You can GTS it. It's all free. It's not behind a paywall. And it's really amazing because what they did was they looked at all the different things that were inside the F-Prime, and then they hacked it and then told how to fix it. So not only did they do a whole open closed circle, they could actually show that they provide stuff for, or provide cybersecurity for their own software. Open source people, we need to do that. That's a really big thing for NASA and JPL to be able to say, hey, we want to keep our stuff legit. So, hacking satellites. Again, we're talking about this paper. One of the ones, who knows what denial of service is? Word to your mother. And look at this. They did a talk. They actually found out it was rate limiting, and they figured out what they could do to be able to make sure. That's why I'm saying some of your skill sets are crossed over. You have some of these skills already. I'm going to cry, but we're losing the legacy people running our space programs, people. We need more people like you to switch over or dabble in it and start to get interested, because all those people are retiring. We're losing some of those folks. Why F-Prime? F-Prime, again, used on real missions. I talked about that. It runs the flippin' Mars rover. How cool is that? You can open that shizzle up on your computer and play with it. Again, how do you get into it? How do you play? How do you start? Play a little bit with F-Prime. Let's talk about a CubeSat sim. There's a great project from Alan. It's a simulator. You buy it. This one's similar. It's on my skull right now. It's really hurting my neck, but I love all of you. But a CubeSat basically has 3 components that mimic all the different things, like what's on a CubeSat. That's a 10 by 10. At Cal Poly, we introduced those with Stanford. We were the ones that created it. And I'm also a professor at Cal Poly. No ego attached, but that's how I'm into this, because I'm working with the CubeSat folks. They also have 3U, 6U, bigger satellites that do different things. So a CubeSat, how is it used? In education settings. This is one of the world's best hackers. I can't tell you his name, but I got him to play with it, and he was able to secure and make sure that it had encryption and do things to it in about an hour. So we have cool people doing cool things. And I just want to tell you, educating people. I work with middle and high school kids as well. We teach a black hat course and I'm honored to be a guest lecturer at that course. So there's places out there for you to learn and see things. Porting over F-Prime, that's one of the projects we did at Cal Poly. We wanted to take F-Prime and put it on the AMSAT. We finished that. We concluded that. That's a really cool thing. Now everyone can run their own F-Prime on a small satellite. How much does a small satellite cost? About $400. Someone can do their Christmas time and have a good time with that. So Aerospace Village, that's why one of the reasons I'm here, because I want you to be able to understand dog toys. That's why I'm here. Dog toys are important. Dogs are important in our lives. Just kidding. Anyway, this is the group. I'd love for you to come over to Aerospace Village, talk with us, have a good conversation. We have so many cool people over there. You can hack a satellite. You can hack a Lego plane. What? We have planes that actually smoke if you go through the protocols and run through it to show you what it's like to run a plane and hack it. Spanky wants you. This is a really cool one. one of the hackers and friends, they went out and were talking to aviation specialists in the military to try to see how to practice and populate their RF and protect these planes better. That shot makes me smile. Really, really cool stuff. Aerospace Village travels all over the world. We also have, of course, our wonderful autos, one of our badges this year. If you have not seen the movie before, Airplane, please go check that out. We are badge maker aficionados. We love stuff like that, just like most of the villages here. Starpone, that's why I'm wearing my shirt. We took over Hankashyyyk. If you weren't here a few years ago, we actually live hacked 3 times during the conference. People were actually hacking satellite, trying to do bad stuff to it, and earned flags. So we have one this year called Starpone, and we started out with Hankashyyyk last year at Defcon 33. We had, I think I said that, about 1,200 people played. It was totally awesome. And Hankashyyyk begins to help everyone to kind of understand there's free resources and ways to get to that. Real world challenges. So F Prime again talks to the GDS and then comes around, and the attacker typically usually is from the ground station most of the time. That's how you're going to get in and get stuff done. Again, Starpone. First year we had 1,200. This year we have 1,900 registered that are going through and actually playing our Starpone. Here's mine. This is called a lightning talk. I hope you got something out of this. I'm open to a few questions. This is my contact. Please come find me at Aerospace Village. Look for me with my hat or walking around as a goon. But I am so stoked that this is a sold out event. Can we take a picture together? Would that be okay, or nobody wants any pictures? Any picture refusals in the crowd? I'm just going to do a selfie because it's going to make me hilarious. All right. Thank you.